what have you learned from streaming?
What have I learned from streaming? Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah. I mean, you kind of delved into it in different aspects, but as a whole.
I think, one of the things I've learned from streaming is that whenever you get deeply into something, it affects you over time. You should always, this is a truism of life, right? I walk through the world and there's part of my brain that goes, wow, I wonder what my stream would think about this. I wonder what the community would think about this. I wonder if someone would enjoy this. And so I bring the aspects of streaming now into all these other things. Like, we're always this walking collection of experiences, and you never know how one experience will influence other experiences. We're one of my little special pet projects is we're working on this DBK RPG. It's like this classic 16-bit style Final Fantasy active time battle system thing where chat can play. We're still working on it, and I'm jamming on like creating the classes. You have all the normal classes, and because it's I'm making it an RPG maker, you can, basically imagination's the limit. If you want to enter a class, you can. And so part of the party and the experience, I found myself, creating a streamer class. And I would have never told you that in an RPG game that there would be a streamer class with streamer class abilities and things that are about the party. And it never stops. Like things like this, keep happening to me. Like another good example is that, Ashley Christ, a good shout out for her. She has a lot of great content. I've been following her stuff for quite some time. Same thing with like Apex Gaming with Harris Heller and a few other folks like that. I think some of the other things that I've learned are like, I want to be a stand-up comedian. I got plenty of time. I like to write jokes here and there, and I like to obviously speak, and I love telling stories. I enjoy the modern comedic routines. One of the things that I wanted to do, because the show is about this expression of creativity for me, I would love to dive deeper into doing stand-up comedy as a Twitch stream. But one of the first things you need to think about is, well, as I've learned from streaming, right? Like, you write jokes based on how the audiences respond. If you write jokes and you're waiting for people to like type one in chat or like to haha or emote, like you get somewhat feedback, but you have at least a 5-ish second or longer delay, because you never know how delayed the stream is for folks, right? You tell a joke and they're responding to something in chat from 20 seconds ago, and you have no ability to refine your content. And so when you create content as a streamer, and this is one of the things I'm learning, like you have to ask yourself the question, what is the audience's participation? Like, this isn't a typical one-way show. You can run streams like that. There's nothing wrong with that. But, what makes Twitch beautiful is you have this ability for interaction. And so you wind up having to solve problems in spaces you don't expect. So that's something I've certainly learned. The other side of it too is, everything always takes longer than you expect. Expect things to break. Always try to put yourself in a place where you have enough time to account for breakage. Like a good example, was 2 hours trying to get the stream back together after, a bunch of things happen. That's just technology. You take updates and patches and things like that. Try to lock it down as much as you can, and only take them when you have time to make the risks, because every time you take an update, it could be the thing that crashes your system, breaks your streaming client, where you have to wait for a patch. So always try to leave time for yourself to realize the kinds of experiences that you're streaming for. I think those are the big things. I mean, I could go on and on and on, lots and lots, but I for brevity, I think those are the big ones.